Hey guys, our video today is just a little bit different because I have to use Screencastify, but we should still be able to cover the topic of prime factorization. So the first thing that I'm going to do is type the definition of prime factorization. So prime factorization is when a number is written as a product of its prime factors. So before you pulled up this video, you should have watched the what is a prime number video and looked at the prime number chart. Now, in order to complete this assignment, you will need to look at that prime number chart. The first prime number is 2, and then we have 3, 5, 7, 11, and 13. Those prime numbers should be able to get you started. But for some of these larger numbers, it may be easier to see your chart. So if a number is prime, we're going to simply type or write prime in the box. So 499 is prime, but it's not on your prime number chart. If a number can be divided by more than 1 in itself, then that's called a composite number, and we can find those prime factors. It's very important when we do this that we only divide by prime numbers. So if we look here at 268, that is an even number. That means that it can be divided by 1, it can be divided by itself, but it can also be divided by 2. And 2 is a prime number. So we're going to use what I call the ladder method. It also can be called the division ladder. So we're going to write 268 down here at the bottom of our box because our work is going to grow up the box just like a ladder helps you climb up. And then we're going to draw a division bracket over it. So 268, we're always going to check and see if the number we're given is divisible by 2 first. So we should always start with dividing by 2 if we can. And 268 is even. So we're going to divide 268 by 2. And 268 divided by 2 is 134. So we're going to, just like if we were answering a normal division problem, we put the answer at the top of the bracket. And we're going to check, is 134 prime? No, it is not. So we're able to divide again. So we're going to draw another division bracket. 134 is even. Since it is even, we can still divide by 2. So I'm going to put a 2 outside as my divisor. And now we're doing 134 divided by 2. 134 divided by 2 is 67. 67. So once again, our answer goes at the top. And we're looking at our prime number chart to see, is that number a prime number or do we need to divide again? So if I'm looking at my prime number chart, I can see that 67 is prime. Now, this does not complete our work. We still need to write these prime numbers as a product. That means we're going to be writing them as a multiplication problem. So up here next to 268, I'm going to say it equals 2 times 2 times 67. So we're taking these numbers that are outside and on top of our division bracket right here, and we're writing them as a multiplication problem. Now, last week we talked about exponents, and we can actually simplify this problem here. We can simplify it, write it in simpler terms by writing it with exponents. So uh, we can say that 2 times 2 times 67 is actually equal to 2 to the second power. And remember, we get this arrow up by hitting shift 6, 2 to the second power times 67. So remember, we always start by looking and seeing if the number we're given is prime. So we have 227, and on your prime number chart, so you should have that prime number chart in front of it on the screen also. 227 is prime, and if it is prime, we simply write prime in the box. 475. Now we should know something about numbers that end in a 5 or a 0, and that is that they are divisible by 5. So if 475 is divisible by 5, it's not only divisible by 1 in itself. So that means we're going to start this process. We need to type 475 at the bottom of our box, draw a bracket, oh, I made my bracket green on accident. And I said that we're always going to check and see if that number is divisible by 2. It's an odd number, so it's not divisible by 2. We're going to check and see if that number is divisible by 3. So we're going to add up 4 plus 7 plus 5. That's 16. And 16 is not divisible by 3, so it's not divisible by 3. So we're going to start with dividing by 5, because that's the first prime number that can divide 475. So 475 divided by 5 is 95. And we put that 95 at the top, just like we do the answer to a division problem. And we check our prime number chart. 95 is not prime. And we're still going to divide by 5. 95 divided by 5 is 19. We're going to check our prime number chart. 19 is prime. So we're going to take the numbers that are to the left and on top. We're going to write those as a multiplication problem. So we're going to say 475 equals 5 times 5 times 19. And 5 times 5 times 19 can be simplified because we have a factor that repeats. So 5 times 5, that's a repeated factor. We're going to have 5 to the second power times 19. Step 1, check that prime number chart. Check that prime number chart for 257. 257. So take a minute, look at your prime number chart. We have 257. And you should see on your chart that it is prime. Check your prime number chart. That's always your first step. Then we start by checking, can we divide by 2? We divide by 2 till we can't any longer. Then we check, can I divide by 3? Can I divide by 5? And 43 is prime. So there are 4 problems on your other page that you are going to complete using the ladder method to find your prime factors of the number, and then typing out the prime factorization using the numbers that are to the left of the division brackets and the number on top. We always stop dividing by prime numbers when the number at the top of our ladder is a prime number. Good luck. Send me an email or a comment if you need my help today.